A very good morning, class. We are here to begin a new chapter today, that is Life Under the Mauryas. Life Under the Mauryas, chapter number 8, page number 57. Page number 57. We already seen that the Mauryan Empire with the passage of times, it weakened itself. The major reason of weakening was that there was a collision among themselves. They did not keep up with keep up good faith among themselves. First reason. The second valid reason was that the successors after the Ashoka were not so powerful. They were not so efficient enough that they could manage such a big army, such a big troop, such a big empire. So in this chapter, Life Under the Mauryas, we are here to discuss about how did the administration system work during the Mauryan era. The first and foremost thing is how have the historians recovered, or how have the historians come to know about the Mauryan dynasty or life during the Mauryan dynasty, Mauryan time. How have they discovered it? See, there are vivid sources through which the historians have received the information, received the knowledge about their administration system, their management system, the way they handled such a big army. Some of the sources which the historians mentions are, they actually discovered the knowledge from the book called Indica, then the Arthashastra, then Buddhist texts are the other one, then the things which were carved out on the rock pillars, Ashoka's rock pillar, then the edicts of the Jains. So these are some of the sources or valuable source through which the informations have come out about the Maurya dynasty, their management, their way of handling the system. So in this chapter we will be basically focusing on how was the administration system taken care, how did they manage it, how was the administration system divided. It was divided into two different groups, heads, that was central level and provincial level. One was at the central level, the other was at the provincial level. See, the first and foremost that we need to understand what is administration. What is the meaning of administration? Administration means to manage, to take care of the subjects, to plan and formulate the actions, to pass on the responsibilities to the concerned council of ministers. So administration basically focuses on a well management and efficient management of the system, of the country, of the kingdom, so that everyone's care should be taken on an equal basis. During the Mauryan era, the administration system was categorized into two different heads. One was at the central level, the other was at the provincial level. Now understand this central and provincial level. Today, how is the system divided? The administration of the country at present is divided into two different heads, at the central level and at the provincial level. Provincial level is basically the state level. We have a center where the head of the country sits, Prime Minister along with the President of the country. He sits at the center, where the center, the capital of the country in New Delhi. He sits along with Prime Minister and the President of the country. Whereas in the provincial state, there are chief ministers along with the governor who sit at the provincial state. Provincial state means state capital. Like for example, Jharkhand's capital is Ranchi. So Ranchi is the place which is the political capital, wherein the chief minister along with the governor he sits. Now during the Mauryan era or during that time, the central level was managed by the kings. The king. Now it is managed by PM and PM plus president. During that time, it was managed by king. Now it is managed by PM plus president. Both of them sit in the New Delhi capital and take the decision. Where was the capital during that time, during the Mauryan era? The capital was in the Patliputra. Patliputra was the capital. The current name of Patliputra is Patna. So Patna or the Patliputra was the capital, wherein the king used to sit and frame the rules and regulations for different provinces, small provinces which were under the control of the king or kingship. Those provinces or states were ruled by the council of ministers, different council of ministers who actually took care of the policies which were framed by the king should be followed, should be passed on to the subjects, should be passed on to the people. Who are the subjects? Subjects are basically the people for whose welfare the policies are framed. There is a line in the book called Arthashastra. Arthashastra is a book written down by Kautilya or Chanakya. He writes a line that in order to take a good care, in order to be a good king, in order to be a renowned king, in order to be a famous king, in order to be a history maker, it's the duty of the king that he takes the best care of his subjects. Who are the subjects? Subjects are the people, subjects are the public who look up to the king for the welfare or well-being. So if a king wants to be or wishes to be a great king, he has to take good care of his subjects first. This was the line written down in the Arthashastra. So in this chapter we will talk about the administration system. How was the administration system managed during the Mauryan era, Mauryan times. Come to page number 57. The Mauryan kings like Chandragupta and Ashoka were influenced by great religious teachings of their times. See, they were deeply influenced by the religious teachings. Religious teachings had a great impact on them. Like for example, Buddhism's philosophy played a prominent role in their structure, played a prominent role in their decisions. What were the decisions? What were the actual teachings of Buddhism? They believed on the philosophy of ahimsa, they believed on the philosophy of non-violence, of which Ashoka was even the follower. After the Kalinga war, he gave up the worldly life and he went on spreading the religious policies to different parts of the world along with his council of ministers, and he took the help of his son and daughter even. Mahendra and Sanghamitra even helped Ashoka to popularize the Buddhism to different parts of the country and abroad. Even they went to Sri Lanka for popularizing the religion. That means the religious policy had a deep impact into the life of Ashoka. They ruled for the welfare of their subjects. People could approach them in person with problems. Now, those who had any sort of problem, any sort of difficulty, they had a direct contact with the king. The king used to directly help them out without any hindrances, without any difficulties. As stated in Arthashastra, in the happiness of his subjects lies the king's happiness. In their welfare, his welfare. So, as a king, if you are taking care of the subject, that means you are a great king. It's the duty of a king to take the best care of the subjects. He shall not consider as good only that which pleases him, but treat as beneficial to him whatever pleases his subject. He should not be partial to anyone. He should not treat one as good, other as bad, but he should be equal to all. Equal to all means that he should not be on a partial ground with anyone. Next is about the Mauryan administration. How was the Maurya administration managed? Historians have learned about the administration and way of life under the Maurya from the book Indika and Arthashastra, Jain and Buddhist texts, and the Ashokan pillars and rock edicts. See, there are different sources through which historians have come out with about the knowledge of the Mauryan dynasty. So the questions may be asked, name some sources from which the information about the Ashoka's administration systems have come out. The sources are Indika, Arthashastra, Buddhist and Jain text, then the rock pillars, rock edicts. These are different sources through which the historians have discovered the information about the Mauryan dynasty and the Mauryan administration system. Now I told you the administration system was subcategorized into two different parts. One is at the central level, the other is at the provincial level. Now today we'll see about the central administration. Mauryan administration was centralized, which means all authority was in the hands of one person. In this case was the king. So here all the major decisions were taken by the central minister. Who was the central minister? Who had all the powers in his hand, who used to frame all the rules and regulations, who used to implement, who used to plan different policies for the different parts of the country. He was the king. So king had the whole and sole power. He had the monopoly, who used to frame rules and regulations and which were to be adopted by his provincial ministers, who used to pass on the same result to the subjects. He was the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the chief justice of the land. So all the powers resided in one hand, that was with the king only. He was the army head, he was the owner of the land, he was all in all. The king was assisted in his work by council of ministers called Mantri Parishad. Now all work cannot be done by a single person. So he was assisted by some other ministry or some other helpers who were known to be as Mantri Parishad or council of ministers. Under the king was known to be as Mantri Parishad. Whose advice, however, was not binding on the king. Each minister was in charge of a particular department, like revenue, agriculture, defense, charity. The ministers in turn were assisted by a large number of officials. So they were given the responsibility to pass on the good message or good advice to the public, so that the welfare of the public can be taken in. For these, the provincial states of the provincial departments were subcategorized to different departments. Like we have the revenue department, we have the education department, we have the urban development department, we have the rural development ministries. So different ministries or council of ministries were subcategorized, so that the work can be efficiently done and it can be managed by all. So this was about the central administration. In the next class, we'll see about the provincial administration and about the capital of the Ashoka, that is Patliputra, I'll talk about. Thank you, class.